What's up, YouTube? Remember the 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November. Donald Trump said that yesterday, 31st of May 2024. Remember the 5th of November. He actually said that. Talk about taking gasoline and chucking it on the fire. It's so incendiary, isn't it, to say something like that? And that's exactly what the plan is. Trump wants an insurrection, potentially, on the 5th and 6th of November, as the vote is coming in the USA. And Trump is now quoted, remember the 5th of November. The thing is, he did it quite casually, but he did it in enough of a way to make a point. And that incendiary sort of seeding to rile up his base. His base now calling out for civil war quite loudly. You know, the propaganda machine is working on maximum overdrive from every angle. The new multipolar world and its many forms of subversion. The West, it's very confusing, I've got to admit, sometimes. It's not rocket science, it's right in your face, but it's designed to confuse you, right? All of these conflicting narratives are designed to confuse you, so you don't know what to believe. And that's the name of the game of active measures, propaganda from the Kremlin. It's to destabilise in every which way possible. It doesn't matter what group, what party, you know, they're all viable targets to subvert and get, and you know, it's to the point now. I'll cut to the point that I'm trying to make. Marxism now is blending. Left-wing Marxism is now blending and merging with right-wing Islam. That's right. And you know, it's not. I'm not the first person to announce this, and I'm not taking any credit. But there are so many red flags now that, you know, people need to start waking up to this, with the merger of right-wing Islam merging with left-wing Marxism and the revolutionary philosophy massive subversion going on with nationalism, neo-Nazism, far-right groups. They've all been infiltrated by the Kremlin. They all parrot the Kremlin line. And that conspiracy that's propagated of a Jewish elite running the planet is coming from both sides, of left wing and right wing. In Islam, the book called The Protocols of the Elders of Zion is often quoted by Arab media companies, like media outlets, Arab media outlets, and different Arab, you know, Islamic groups reference the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, obviously. And then the far right do. So did Hitler. Hitler used the same tactics, and Putin is using the same tactics. am I saying there's no skullduggery with Western intelligence services? No, I'm not. But you know, it's a long old history with espionage and intelligence services. You know, in researching all of that, you will go into the rabbit hole of conspiracies. But you know, if you're parroting now the line that the Jews are running everything, like they run the media, or Israel, or the bad guys, you know, in all of this in the Middle East, you've been subverted, you know. Hands up, I was years ago, and I haven't got it all figured out by any means, but it's obvious now to see on the left it merging with right-wing authoritarian Islam, right? And people on the streets, the Marxists are out on the streets waving their Palestinian flags. Where does it end? 1979. It's sort of about, you know, Arab state, isn't it? You know, who are the real foreigners in Israel? Is it the Jews? No, because everywhere you chuck a stone in Israel, there's Israeli history, isn't there, going back thousands of years? What about the Arab history? There is none, right? Palestinians, what language do they speak? Yeah, it's Arabic, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Where are they from then? They're from the Arabian Peninsula, aren't they? So they're the foreigners, aren't they? So let's get that right. So, you know, if you're anti-Zionist, if you're anti-Zionist, you've been subverted. You know, and we, you know, even here in the UK, you know, it's still a slur, isn't it, to call someone a Jew? You know, are you Jew? You know, and that goes back hundreds of years, that prejudice. It's a form of racism, isn't it? But that story that was used by Hitler has bubbled up to the surface again. And it's, you know, it's prominent in the propaganda. So Hitler used it. What else is there to say, yeah? You know, you need to get on the right side of history. We need to start waving the flags of, like, you know, how the right wing's been subverted and the left wing's been subverted. You know, I think the most dangerous one is at the moment, and it, you know, it's not popular to talk about this in politics at the moment deeply, because it's all about the election, isn't it? But this is going to be the biggest problem the West is going to have to deal with, combined with Russia, and Russia are manipulating it, because Russia supplied and trained Hamas, not indirectly, but through Wagner and, you know, Hezbollah. You know, they're all allies, or, you know, they're working together, right, against the West. And, you know, a big part of Hamas striking Israel when they did was to further the conflict for Putin and help, you know, to destabilise the Middle East. And you know, it's part of the further conflict of Ukraine, Russia against Ukraine, and Russia, China and Iran and North Korea against the West. And the left wing have been heavily subverted now by fucking Islam. You can't fucking make it up. I blame the internet, and you know, it's the Wild West, isn't it? There's more disinformation online than there is truth. And with the algorithms, you know, you're just going to get funneled into crazy land, rabbit hole, you know, time, aren't you? You know, going to be bumping into gnomes with red hats and all sorts of crazy shit. So anyway, have a powerful day. I mean that actually. Have a powerful day. You've got to have some humour with all this craziness, but it is deadly serious, isn't it? Keep your heads up. Don't spiral into despair with all this crazy shit. You know, life goes on. Look after yourselves. Have a powerful day. Okay, bye.